into Movie TV, your channel of choice. A look at the stories we have for you on The Scoop this week. Lusaka father reveals traumatizing experience with prophets in the search for his missing daughter. The 2.5-year search came to an emotional conclusion when the daughter returned home. Overpowered by joy, the father shares the trauma he had to endure, accused of having sacrificed his daughter for business success.
Profiteers, they could say, we are seeing, you know, this world is very crafty. They could say, we are seeing your daughter with a baby. Others say, no, the daughter, she's expecting. I was doing that because of the pressure from both sides.
Over 130 families remain stranded in Lusaka South Forest 26. This follows confusion which has marred compensation of families earmarked for eviction from the forest. The remaining squatters are unhappy with government offering maize as compensation.
Then tikatenga milisi zemene zija tufuni kuchokamo muri 2 weeks time.
I'm Francesca Peribanda, and you are watching The Scoop. Land disputes are expected to be around for a long time as demand increases for this natural resource. Now to calm a potential explosive land dispute within hundreds of squatters in Forest 26, government offered compensation before eviction. However, confusion has arisen following government's alleged application of double standards in compensation offers for the squatters.
50-year-old Mesinkua and her family are among the more than 130 families still living here in Forest 26. She and other families have been ordered to vacate the forest land as the land has been allocated for the Lusaka South Multi-Facility Economic Zone. Government offered and has compensated some families, although others have been left out.
Ezenkezi hapa yaliona gumula hapa wakapokolana gumula banaenda aba then palivena ngufuti bezenkezi pasogolo hapa pamene na linkezi hapa banzao futi baneba banawapasa ndrama kulingana na compensation banagumula hapa penze nyumba, as you can see ma bloko hivi banagumula hapa banaenda ma bloko hivi wanakumula manyumba wanaenda na hapo paja hapa paipaoneka ati parisanga hapa na pembe hapa mabroko hayaoneka wanagumula wanawapasa wanaenda bonsa mabroko haya wanaenda so naifeti kali kwembekeza momene waendera wanzatu naifeti ifuna tiende chimozi mozi we naifeti kasari baso ntatawe wanali hapa wanaenda banakondwera government inachita chintu chabwera.
Forest 26 squatters chairperson Matthews Bandila clarifies that some squatters have received their compensation while others are still waiting.
Tikali kwembekeza monga mumeona kambira badisi kuti tibwerere ku manyumba bazatumira mafoni so that within muri 2 weeks, but I think this is the last week yametembekeza kuti batume phone badisi so that timvere kuti yendera party because vama 5 bags nakana njore no tifuna na effect steko monga banzatu amene wanaendera then we find our way out because 5 bag kulibeko menenga tipeleke otherwise oro kutiwa nsire pa nyumba panga oro wasire pa nyumba pa muntu otherwise kulibeko mene azainya mula bwa 5 bags alibe transport alibe na chilitrons oro rent azaipeza kote so ndeve meti ali koembekeza na effect ili ngati boma itiganizira na effect ndife bantu ndife ne Zambians otherwise but pass na ife momene bana konduresa banzatu compensation momene bana kambira uti government to compensate you then tikali kuembekeza na ife otherwise tamene za tichira uti ni vichani because already hapa tiembekeza chape ma phone calls ngati bakamba utatiawe kulibe oro viriko but still mo tidira na bembe kuli bembe because kulibe kwa nyaza titaira malo like wenzo sanka ma places bena ngukasama bena ukapiri benzo wapasa ma prices na ma 2.5 ma 2.9 pa mwamba So ma 2.9 futi na vakudya pamene na ndrama ya rashoni mama koporo anali kubwera kuna bwera mama koporo pachi bana banyamula but makoporo sana zule mamene nze funiko zulira bena nguti nasala bamene wanasanga pa ndrama na pasa ma 8.925 kwacha ndiye mwe wana wapasa. So na bemve po wapasa benzo wapasa kapena ni 2 days 3 days uchokemo muno bakabapasa bakaenda wasakira nyumba ya renti wabwera nyamula makatundu yao kai possibly wampasa ndrama sasa kangiwa uchokamo.
For the remaining squatters, their main complaint is government's change of stance from giving money as compensation to now giving out 5 bags of maize. That is also Mesi Nkua's cry. She says the 5 bags of maize are not enough for her huge family to start a new life out of Forest 26.
Mwamene wanashitira banzatu kuyambira kuwapasa ndrama si wanawapase milisi wanawapasa ndrama na isi wapitilize watipase kwa ndrama tizibe kuenda stikana
pase mabags ya milisi, that's all. So wanaturondore uti why vamene vishti kan vichani but ife tirila chabe promise ya tunapasiwa. That's all.
Government admits it is to give out the remaining families in Forest 26 5 bags of maize as compensation. This has been done to ensure that the families do not starve in view that they were asked not to cultivate their fields in the just ended farming season.
Where we said we can't just leave you in court. We'll give you something. We said we'll give you about 3.9 metric tons of maize. We advertised until the tender was given to World Vision. Last week, the World Vision moved in and started giving out the maize. Each head of a household was given 5 bags of maize. And this is the list of the people. It's about 1,000 plus. Now, out of 1,000 plus, people didn't just get the maize. It's about 35, if I'm mistaken. And we see how the maize at the DMMU. We pack the maize at DMMU. Right up the maize is still there. We are still waiting these people to come out and give them. And apart from that, we have number about 131. These people, we are still looking at one side first and foremost, phase 1, to give out people who are supposed to get maize. And 131, we are still looking at these people. If they are ready to get maize, if they are ready to be settled somewhere, then they will be settled.
Government claims the remaining families are not genuine squatters as they came from surrounding communities like Bowlen Compound and were just conducting some agricultural activities in Forest 26.
We are saying the people whom we are giving out the maize, the people who were just cultivating there. Not people who were staying there. Not squatters, we might call them squatters. Squatted, they were evacuated to the different places. But people who just went after cultivating, they have got their own homes. They have to go back. They can go be there maybe 2 weeks. After cultivating, they go back to where their families are, their families is. Those people were just giving them maize to compensate them.
The genuine squatters, according to government, who were in the majority, have been resettled in northern and western provinces.
Has moved in to the same forest. And that area, it has given to Ministry of Finance, so that we can create more jobs to this country. There are some people, squatters, we call them squatters, who used to be in that place. Others, they were taken to different places, other Pika and other different places. There are some people who just went from Bauren to go and cultivate there and come back into Bauren. As a government, we had a concern because we have to look after the people of Zambia. What we said to say this year, don't plow anything in that area. We want more companies to to invest in that area so that most of our children can be employed, which people of Zambia didn't make head of it. No one cultivated in that area. And most of the people who were cultivating from that area, they were coming from Bahrain, and they're still coming from Bahrain. They are residents of Bahrain. We said, what I will do is, we'll give you sort of like compensation. This is the listing government. We'll give you a bag of maize.
For the remaining families, their fate is now in their own hands. Government seems will not change its stance. It's either they receive the 5 bags of maize or move out of Forest 26 with nothing in terms of compensation.
A runaway 14-year-old girl returns home after more than 2 years living at an orphanage. Her father searched everywhere, even consulting prophets, but it was all in vain. He even faced a family isolation, accused of having sacrificed his daughter for business success.
She is packing her belongings going back home in Osaka's Kanyama compound. This orphanage here in Linda compound in Chilanga has been her place of refuge for the past 2.5 years. She was only 14 years old when she ran away from home and was brought here by the social welfare department as a vulnerable child. After 2.5 years, the truth has come out. She is not vulnerable, perhaps just a naughty girl who left home running away from parental discipline.
She was absent at home. I tried to search for her. I found her with a man. I called her, my daughter, come here. Well, you have just remained with it 3 weeks to write your exams. What you are doing is bad. I don't know if she did, but she couldn't, because at a later stage, 1 week later, I found her again in the same situation, and the young chaps were shouting at her. Then I disciplined him. When I started asking her what transpired, she said the neighbors, the one who sent me to go and call that man. I called one of the neighbors. I said, you are exploiting my daughter. What really transpired? She said, me, no. You can ask your daughter. When I was asking her, she was just quiet, knowing that she was killed. Even the mother called me to say, no, your daughter is not here. What has happened? I rushed back home. Yes, I found the daughter was not there. My young sister, the same age as me. I confronted her. You come here. Rachel, she's Rachel. Rachel, how have you been staying with your niece? She said, for 1 month now, she had 3 boyfriends. I said, no, this is rubbish.
The past 2.5 years have been traumatizing for her father, Willard Nguni, who disciplined her one day in September of 2011, leading to her running away from home. His search for his daughter took him places, leaving nothing unturned, even consulting prophets, but all in vain. Mr. Nguni grew more disappointed as he came out from one prophet to another. None came closer to telling him that his daughter was at an orphanage in Linda compound.
Propheters, they could say, we are seeing, you know, this world is very crafty. They could say, we are seeing your daughter with a baby. Others say, no, the daughter, she's expecting. I was doing that because of the pressure from both sides.
Orphanage?
No, not really. Not really. Because they were saying, we can see your daughter at it's like at the village. And then they were saying, she's with a man. She's married.
So what do you think of such prophets now? When
they are false prophets. That's why, that's why I said at the beginning, I said I could not do that. I did that just because of the pressure from both sides, the society itself, the families, both families, both sides of the family.
The search drew blanks, also because his daughter had changed her name. His predicament was made even worse by some members of his own family who accused him of having sacrificed his daughter for his business success.
From the village itself, the father to the mother of my daughter, they initiated this to say, you go, because we know that man is a businessman. He's doing business, and it's likely that the daughter has been put into business. That's how she came to come and prove on herself. Yes. Even at my working place, I was not myself. She could come, say all sorts of things. Disturbing, very disturbing. I would just get a taxi and go back home. I said, no, I've done my part. Do your part as well as a family. If you are able to go into witch doctors, you can do that. Because now I'm fed up. I can't work. Only God will show me. I even reported, earlier on I reported to you movie people. The bad part of it, she changed the name. Maybe we could have already found this daughter of mine.
Tired with orphanage life, and after exactly 2.5 years, the girl last week decided to go back home.
You're welcome. All right, thanks. And we all were in tears. And she said, Daddy, I'm sorry, let's go. I'm sorry. That's the good part of it she did to me. Daddy, I'm sorry. And I'm very happy to see her. The only problem with my daughter, I'm sure the counselors will, she's not telling the truth. And I'll be very happy if she can change from now onwards. Because when she came back home, she said, I'm doing grade 9. In actual sense, she's doing grade 8. This time she's supposed to be in grade 10. When she was leaving my home, she was supposed to write her grade 7 exams. Only 3.
Her father was delighted. He poured out his heart to the manager at the Linda Compound Orphanage for keeping his daughter. He felt he had been vindicated from the accusations over his daughter's disappearance.
And my brother, as I'm talking to you, I've been vindicated. Thank you to Kaumbu Orphanage. It's very difficult for someone to keep your daughter, someone's daughter, for 2.5 years. It's only God who will reward this woman here. I felt it. It's very sad indeed. I can't express it. She's the firstborn daughter. I love her. I wish her to go back to school. And continue what she has said. She wants to be a nurse. According to the information back here. Huh? My sister? Huh? Yes. So I need her to go back to school. Let's have complete education so that she continues whatever she wants to do in life. That's what I wish for my daughter. And looking at the environment where she has been staying, we have decided to take her to a boarding school.
Meanwhile, Education Minister John Perry has urged school managers to ensure they address the rampant cases of schoolgirls falling pregnant.
The devil is at play. 69 pregnant one time in Eastern Province. Yesterday I was here 95 pregnant in Nusa. What is your role? Ask yourself. Why did God give me this responsibility? Is it not to prevent the same things you are announcing? When it comes to examination results, you are silent. Does it please you to hear that 90 people got pregnant? Then why are you there? Your conscience should tell you 7 girls have become pregnant under my watchful eye. I'm resigning, sir. Then we find some teacher who can fill the gap. It can't be life as usual. Be guilty. And you'll be the first to announce, because there's a potential donor there with dollars. Oh, the first grade or second grade has visited. Oh yes, even at our school, 19 we are pregnant. In a family, a child gets pregnant. Do you tell the neighbor that the child is pregnant? Even that Kamate 10-year-old, is it the parents who reveal? No, you feel ashamed. They require to work out ways of how you can help. Not proudly announcing, hey, my Kamate, hey, 6 months. Where are we going over here? Yeah. So help me grow these children.
He has taken a swipe at school managers for failure to train a holistic child.
But teacher, rear those children into ego. We have too many chickens in this country. For a change, try to rear egos. Chickens don't go far. Even if they go across the road, they'll come back, sleep in the same place where they messed up last night, that's where they sleep. Until the owner says, there's too much chicken manure, let's remove some. Eagles fly alone. My boys and girls, I want these teachers to help you fly high as eagle. You tell your friends, Have you ever seen eagles in a group flying alone? And have you ever heard somebody who says, an eagle has died here is the cat? Where? Look. The eagle flies above all other teachers. The eagle student flies above all the boys and girls. And the soups par straight on the fish. And it goes to the highest tree or mountain it eats. And it lives long. I'm told 120 years. But towards the end of its life, it knows now the end has come. It will go to the highest mountain, and there it falls dead. Glorious life. Not some of you, when it comes to your end, they have to tie you.
The Education Minister added that there is need for schools to embrace God's teaching in their education provision.
So my plea to you, head teacher, transform your institution into a God-fearing institution. No way out. The quicker you do it, the better for our children. There will be less pregnancies, more happiness in our schools, both for teachers and the children. And then your teachers will follow. Jesus, I'm not good at teaching mathematics, but through you, I know this lesson will be success. And it will be. Not to come with it and go with it and unza. No! Discover your real power.
He was speaking when he addressed school managers drawn from Lusaka district recently.
Our proverb this week says, it takes a whole village to raise a child. Our proverb says, it takes a whole village to raise a child. Give us your feedback on our program. All you have to do is type ASA with a space, type a message, and send it to 3322. Or alternatively, go to our website, movietv.com, and click on shows, then go to current affairs. Well, on behalf of the entire Scoop team, thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. Till we meet next week at the same time, have a lovely week.